Welcome to Raider Talks. I am your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Art Navarrete Sr. We are here following day 2 of the NFL Combine. Today we had the offensive linemen and the running backs. How'd you feel after day 2?
I feel like similar to yesterday. I feel like there's a lot of depth. You know, it seems like there's not a big, like a huge drop off from the worst player to the best player. You know what I mean? So it looks like this year's draft is going to be pretty deep.
Yeah, for sure. We'll start with the offensive linemen today. They started off first. How'd you feel at that position? Kind of a need the Raiders have.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we at least need two. I mean, a guard and a right tackle, right? Yeah. At least. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with Leatherwood. I assume he's going to be a starting guard or right tackle. But yeah, so there's a lot of good players. Especially there was 2 groups. I thought the first group of offensive linemen showed out a little bit better than that second group, and it was fun to watch. I like to see those big guys, those big dancing bears. Yeah. See their athleticism.
Yeah, there's a bunch of athletes out there competing. In the 40, they're running pretty fast too. They're kind of flying. Yeah,
there was actually there was several of these big guys that were running sub 540s, which is
impressive.
That's pretty good that's just how it is. I guess, every year these guys are getting bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah.
Ekwonu, Charles Cross, Abraham Lucas, Braxton Jones. Those are just some guys that I know ran sub 540s that showed out pretty good today.
Who were some of your favorite offensive linemen from today?
I thought that Charles Cross from Mississippi State
he looked good.
I thought that he really elevated his stock. I think he came in as a top 10 offensive tackle. A top 10 pick in the draft. And he might have bumped himself up to top 5. I thought he looked that good.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked very athletic, covering a lot of ground. He looked pretty impressive. It looked like he kind of stood out from the others.
I thought so too. I mean, he just looked the part, you know what I mean? He looked big, strong, athletic. Like you said, on a lot of the drills, he looked like he was very technically sound. And I thought he made himself some money today.
Yeah, who were some of the other guys you liked?
The other guys I liked were that Abraham Lucas from Washington State. He stood out for me. I'm not that familiar with him. Got to go back and watch some tape. Braxton Jones looked solid. The guard from Boston College, Zion Johnson. Most scouts are high on him anyway, but he had a pretty good day also, and you can see why he's hyped up. One of my favorite guys is kind of under the radar is Obina Easy from TCU.
Yeah.
I've been kind of high on him for a while now. If you go watch his tape, I mean, there's not much of a difference between like him and Evan Neal and Charles Cross and all these kind of elite tackles.
These top 10 guys.
Yeah, to me, there's not that much of a difference. And this guy, his measurements at the combine were elite. He was tall, he was big and strong. He looked pretty athletic on all the drills, so he didn't do anything to disappoint today.
Yeah. How'd you feel about Okonwu?
You know what? I'm still not sold on him as a tackle.
Yeah, I've seen a couple. Well, they're talking about it. A couple mock drafts having him maybe even being the number 1 pick of the draft, and I really didn't see that today from him.
No, I feel like he would be he would be the best guard in the draft,
as a tackle,
I think he could be good, but would you want to draft? For sure guard that high, top 5, and hope he turns into a great tackle.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that you want to gamble with that, but he is pretty explosive and physical, so he does have some upside. But for me personally, I would not pick him number 1 overall.
I mean, making the switch from a left tackle to a right tackle is hard already.
Right.
But from a guard to a tackle,
right,
that's extremely hard.
Yeah. Well, he's played both, but he's
and every day.
He's been better at guard.
And every down.
Yeah, he's been better
tackle.
At guard.
So you weren't that impressed with him today, or you thought he was solid, but you didn't think he was worthy of a number 1 pick.
He didn't make it seem like he should be the number 1 overall pick or anything like that.
Yeah. Anybody else you want to know on the offensive tackle side of things?
No. You know what? Oh, actually, the second group had Trey Penny, who's to me kind of reminds me. He has that Richie Incognito attitude, right? He's going to block you till the whistle, or he's going to block you after the whistle probably.
Yeah.
And I wasn't that high on him coming in. I kind of felt like he was more like a second round guy. And a lot of people have him hyped up as a first-round guy, but he did look very athletic. I will admit, he looked athletic today.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. They showed some of his Senior Bowl highlights.
Yeah.
It looked like everyone was mad at him.
Yeah.
No one liked that guy.
No.
He looked like a bully.
Yeah. He probably don't have that many friends.
No, probably not. Which is something maybe you like as a Raider. You never know.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to go a little too early.
Maybe.
That's what they're making it seem like.
We'll see. He might,
But they're hyping a lot of guys up in this combine that maybe aren't even going to be first rounders.
Yeah.
They're talking about them like they're going to be first rounders.
Yeah. It just takes one team, you know what I mean? Just take one team to fall in love with you. And it's all,
And that could be a team like the Raiders, even if they're a projected third rounder.
Yeah. Well, Penny, he's a projected first rounder. So, he does have that mean streak. And I know Raider fans would love that about him.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be too mad at that pick. If it's still, it wouldn't be like a big reach or anything like that.
Well, it depends on obviously free agency.
Yeah.
And, maybe even watching pro day footage of him.
Yeah.
To really understand him and know him. Now let's move on to the running backs.
All right, let's do it.
How'd you feel today about those running backs?
You know what? The running backs, it was pretty fun to watch those guys because I know that there's probably there's no top 10. There's no running back that's going to be a top 10 pick or anything like that, right? There's no
Saquon Barkley in this draft.
There's nothing like that in this draft. But there is a lot of depth, just like the offensive linemen, just like we saw yesterday in the wide receivers. There's a lot of depth, and the running backs were flying today, dude. They ran faster than I thought they would.
Yeah. They ran like almost wide receiver speed.
Yeah, there was a lot of 4.3s in there.
Yeah.
And those results. It was pretty cool.
Who was some of your favorite running backs from today?
Well, I thought Breece Hall, he's pretty much everybody's, well, not everybody, but he's on a lot of people's mock boards or whatever as the number one running back.
Yeah.
And he showed that today. He's pretty fast. He's, 4.39, I believe is what he ran. He looks smooth in all the drills. He has a really good size. He caught the ball well. So to me, he kind of checked all the boxes. And I think he's solidified, at least for me, he has solidified that he's probably the number one back. And he's definitely not getting out of the second round, but maybe he even put himself up, end of the first round type back.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of want to talk about the hometown kid, Ronnie Rivers, a little bit. Yeah. Me and you kind of talked about it. Mm-hmm. I thought I've been to a lot of Fresno State games, thought he's very talented, but kind of smaller, which is something NFL, that doesn't work in the NFL as much.
Not always.
Right. Sometimes it does. Mm-hmm. You never know. But how'd you feel about him today? He didn't run a crazy 40-yard dash, which I think he really needed to do that to kind of elevate himself, but it looked like he looked good in drills. Yeah, he did. He looked smooth. So he ran like a 4.62 or something like that. And, I thought he'd be a little faster. I knew he wasn't going to, be a 4.4 or anything like that. But after that, it went smooth for him. You know what I mean? And he got a lot of love on the NFL Network. Maurice Jones-Drew was hyping him up a little bit. Yeah, he likes his game. Mm-hmm. So I think it ended up being a pretty good showing for Ronnie Rivers. Yeah, that's good. Maybe he can get a draft pick. Yeah, hopefully. That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be good for him. That'll be probably his best thing because he's not going to be. He's probably going to be lower or undrafted. Yeah, well, for being a little back, for being a smaller back, he does kind of have an all around game. He can do it all. Yeah, he can get you can pass it to him. Yeah, make the plays, and he can block pretty good too as well. Yeah, he's pretty good in pass protection. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Anyone else you want to know? Yeah, there's a lot of guys that I was kind of high on. And these are all kind of like mid-round guys that you can get third, fourth, fifth round. Yeah. And they're future star running backs, I'm pretty high on Ty Chandler from North Carolina. Very athletic, fast. If anybody goes to watch his game tape, you're going to fall in love with him. He has home run speed. He ran a 4.38 today. So that, the speed you see on the film, it matches up with what he ran today. Yeah. Zamir White from Georgia, I think, is very solid all-around back. He could be a three down back. Pierre Strong, Keontae Ingram. Isaiah Pacheco is a guy I didn't really know too much about. On tape, he looks really quick and fast, and he looks like he's elusive.
And today, man, he showed out. He ran a 4.37, and his body type, he looks the part, caught the ball well. So he checked all the boxes. Devontae Price from Florida International looked explosive. I wasn't that high on James Cook as everybody else is, but after watching him today, he looks like, especially as a third down back, he looks like he'll be unstoppable coming out of the backfield, catching passes.
Yeah, that's good. That's good for the Raiders having all those, looks like a lot of options going to the draft.
Oh, for sure.
And especially with some contracts expiring with Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, I think they're both under contract for one more year. Mm-hmm. So you never know what's going to happen. So it's always good to restock the ponds. You know what I mean? Yep. You never know. So yeah, there's a lot of options out there. Treston Ebner, Ty Davis Price. Those are a couple other guys that stood out to me today. And the only guy who I would even say I would give a negative review to, and he was pretty good too, is Kyron Williams. He's from Notre Dame. He's considered one of the top running backs, but he ran a 4.65. So he didn't run as fast as I thought he would, but he did all the drills and everything pretty good.
Yeah, sometimes speed, it matters, but for running backs, it's more about being elusive.
Yeah.
Being quick.
Yeah. Can you make somebody miss? Can you break a tackle?
Yeah.
Do you have good vision?
Because you can have the most speed in the world, but have no vision and not quick, and you just get tackled quickly.
I agree. The 40 time isn't the end all be all, but it's pretty exciting when
guys are running fast and have the home run speed.
When they look fast on tape already, and then they go and run the 40 fast, you just it's a perfect match.
Anything else before we wrap it up here?
No, just looking forward to the defense now. Offense is done. Now we're going to check out the defense.
Defense should be exciting. That's what I think we need some.
Oh, there's going to be – I'm hearing that the defensive ends are going to blow it up tomorrow at the Combine.
That's what you're hearing?
That's what I'm hearing.
40s too?
I think everything. 40s, they're going to show their athleticism and skills in the drills, but there's going to be some impressive athletes tomorrow.
That's good. How do you feel about the defensive linemen?
Well, we'll find out tomorrow. I know they're deep. I know I'm hearing somewhere like 6 to 8 defensive ends, like edge rushers coming off the board in the first round.
Yeah.
So it's going to be exciting to see.
Yeah, it should be exciting. Tomorrow, day 3, final day of the NFL Combine. It's been a fun 2 days so far.
Yeah, so far.
Can't wait for tomorrow. See what we got.
Yep.
Should be fun. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.